in Jacksonville. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Play action. Here's Corral. There's Tremble, the tight end. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Corral on 2nd down. Thomas brings it in. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, we talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Devon Hamilton forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Now after the sack, you got Corral and the Panthers here staring at a tough play, 3rd and long. He's going to look deep for more. And this is caught. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Panthers 7, Jaguars nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 16. They go play action with Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he works it across the 25. Being tackled. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. The Jaguars at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Man open. That's Calvin Ridley. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Lawrence going to get this to ETN. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Play action. It's Lawrence. And it'll be intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Corral. This is intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They'll run with Etienne. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on 4th down, and the Panthers will get the football back. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. This defense for the Jags, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Fakes a handoff. Now Corral to throw it. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
Rolling to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Kayvon Chason, the former 1st-rounder, in there to get the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Straight ahead with Hubbard. A solid stiff arm. And he'll go down at the 28. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really...
Touchdown! DJ Moore, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Panthers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you...
He's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They go play action now. Lawrence. Forced out to his left. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0.
Next to score, Panthers 21. Jaguars nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but, well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. And the Panthers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
1st and 10 for the Panthers as Corral gets them set at their own 42. They'll begin this series with a give to Hubbard. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Flushed out right. Over the middle, complete. That's Thomas. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Play action, Corral. Taking a shot here for Marshall. And that is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. They find some open field here. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. The 1st down throw here for Corral. Dancing to his left. Touchdown, Panthers. DJ Moore on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Panthers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 28-0. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
To let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Play fake. Bridgewater. And this one into the hands of Ingram downfield. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's good for 28 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Bridgewater's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing, Bridgewater. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
And again, it's Bridgewater. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
And this one is right through. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. From his end zone, here comes Agnew.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. His throw incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
On second down, Bridgewater again. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. Screen play, here's Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
And just a yard to go here on second down. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 28-10. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and taken. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Corral sets up play action. He gets it to Thomas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Fakes the handoff here. Corral.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On 2nd and 10. Corral. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 36. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Now this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Corral with it on first down.
To the right side, and he's got more complete.
And he'll be marked out at about the 26-yard line.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
62 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Corral on 2nd down.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Terrace Marshall.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Panthers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw is Bridgewater. He's got a man complete.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Bridgewater again. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it's second down. Bridgewater. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he is going to lose yardage here. They go play action. Bridgewater. His pass caught at the 4. And the Jags are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Etienne is in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on the stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well. His teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And some room to work. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down,
he's got it for a Panther touchdown. Terrace Marshall, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers are on their way to a 2-0 start. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because They're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully...
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Jeremy Chin picks it off, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Jaguars 17.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return here for Agnew, and they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news.
There he goes left side. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will cut this lead down to 25. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
114 yards on the ground for him so far.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Trayvon Walker with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. A first down throw for Bridgewater. He's going to let it fly. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.